Hey folks, Levi here once again. Hope the quality of the video is okay right now. I think there's a storm coming up later. But anyway guys, welcome back to another Batman review. Continuing with the Batman animated movies. One of the next one is this time I'm reviewing the 24th film of the DC Universe original movies and the 6th film in the DC animated movie universe, and it serves as a sequel to both Son of Batman and Batman vs. Robin. And that is, of course, Batman Bad Blood, which I did enjoy this movie. I do like it. Didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. It seems one of my favorite Batman movies. Well, more like in the middle of the road type. I do have some issues with it. It's not perfect like one of the characters, especially Batwoman, who I am not a fan of. Just never been a fan of this character. But I do like that we have Batwing in here. And I do like the plot and the story of it. And there was some cool stuff in it, good action, but I'll get more into that later. But I thought this was really good. Not terrible, not great, but I did like it. Didn't love this movie, but I did enjoy it. Get enjoyment out of it. I would still say Batman vs. Robin is my favorite movie out of these. I think this was the last one, because we haven't had another movie. And this came out in 2016, so I'm guessing this was the last one they did. I guess people just were tired of it. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted... We didn't want these films anymore. I don't know. But the film was released on digital and DVD on January 20th, 2016 and February 2nd, 2016. You have Jason Momoa, Shawn Meyer, and Stuart Adams playing their roles from the previous two films as Batman, Robin, and Nightwing. With Monica Bellucci, of course, she played Lee Tompkins in Gotham, which inspires her role from Son of Batman as the voice of Talia Ghul, while Youngo Strachey joins the cast as Batwoman. Seems like a beautiful actress. Nothing against the actress, but anyway. Oh, I guess it did have a sequel, Batman Hush, even though... Oh, I guess because you can say Jason Momoa voice... Let's see. Even though he voices Batman in that movie, I don't see that as a sequel to this, because you don't have Robin in that movie. I don't remember. Okay, I guess you do. I guess Batman Hush is sort of the sequel to this, but I really never saw it as a film that was focused on Damian, more Batman, but more on Batman Hush in a future review. So, yeah, I'm not talking about that movie now. So I guess I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It did have a sequel. Sorry, my bad. But the voice cast for the movie, like I say, Jason Moore voicing, coming back as Bruce Wayne, Batman, Given O'Surisk as Cat Kane, Batwoman, Stuart Allen as Damian Wayne, Robin, Shawn Meyer, Dick Grayson, Nightwing, Batman, the second Batman, Monica Bellucci as Talia Ghul, Steve Bloom as Black Mask, Firefly, Gillis Charles as Luke Fox, Batwing, who was Lucius Fox's son, John DiMaggio as Blockbuster Tusk, Robin Anson Downs as Jervis Tech, Mad Hatter, Electrocutioner, James Garrett as Alfred Pennyworth, Ernie Hudson, Lucius Fox, yes, they're who's from the Ghostbusters movies, Congo, Leviathan, which I watched that last night, really good movie, good actor. He works with Lucius Fox. I'd like to see him play him in live action. I don't know, I could see that, Christine Lagan as reporter, Vanessa Marshall as Renee Montoya, Richard McCall as President of the United States, Matthew Mercer as Hellhound, Chucky Saul, Jeff Brazin as Colonel Jacob Kane, Kay Kane's father, Jason Spick as Noah Cutler, Killer Moth, Bruce Thomas as Commissioner James Gordon, Carrie Willow as Corey, Mrs. Baxter, and Travis Wilson as Arctic. I can't say his name right. The Arctic, yeah. Oh, and there will probably be some spoilers in this review. So if you have not seen Batman Bad Blood, go watch the movie if you have HBO Max. But if you have never seen this movie, don't watch this review. I don't want you spoiling for yourself. Yeah. Because I do spoil movies sometimes, a lot in my reviews, and that's why I say don't watch if you haven't seen the movie. Sorry. pretty much the synopsis, what the main plot of this story is about, Batman Blood is about, is that this time Bruce Wayne, Batman, is missing. After, going in action, he ends up going missing, but people are thinking he's dead. So Alfred covers for him Nightwing, who takes on the Batman mantle, and Robin patrol Gotham in his stead, and a new player, Batwoman, and then also two new heroes, Batwoman and Batwing, investigate Batman's disappearance. While they investigate, you find out some spoilers about it, that he has been kidnapped. He's not dead, but of course the villain has kidnapped him and is, up to a diabolical plan, as you can say. And of course they have to find out the investigation of his disappearance and why he disappeared and what this main villain is up to. Or villainess, I would say. Which is also Talia al Ghul. So, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Alright. I'll get into talk about the movie itself. So, well, that's another one video. I won't talk about this movie too long because I gotta be ready for work tomorrow. But, guys, like I said, I do community post on my YouTube channel now. On my channel, here on my channel. So, be on the lookout for like the weekends and stuff. If you don't see any, it's because I'm either spending time with family, or if you don't see it at all because I'm busy during the weekend and I don't have time to do a video, you'll know. Just keep an eye on my community post, guys. I did post about doing this review last night, so, and yeah, and I'll share this review with that community as well, and on Facebook and all that stuff like I always do. There's a little sharing. I love supporting my channel, so, and I appreciate people who watch and support me. I always appreciate you guys. So anyway, on with the movie Batman Bad Blood. So the movie pretty much, opens up with these criminals, executioner, torturing this guy, I think, for like information. Batwoman, sneaks on, but she uses guns. Unlike Batman, who doesn't use weapons, she does. And also includes villains like Executioner, Tusk, Firefly, Killer Moth, and others. And then when a fight breaks out, Batman arrives eventually, telling her, "I don't need you here. Go away." And it's like, we don't use guns. If you know better than they are. And Batman does end up saving her, and they get confronted by the leader of the criminals, a man called the Arctic. I can't say his name, but he looks, he's like a masked Batman, and that one was like, well, I'm not the only one, okay, I don't care for a dollar, but that's just me. She's like, I'm not the only one who takes up your mantle. But he tries to throw a criminal, or kill Batwoman or whatever. And so Batman, uses his grapple gun, which, again, the action here is good. I do like Batman using his grapple gun and putting a bomb on Firefly or whatever, or something like that. That was cool. But when Arctic faces him, he shoots Batman with these weapons, an explosion happens. Batwoman ends up, surviving it, but Batman is missing. She's presuming that he's dead. And 2 weeks later go by. About 2 weeks later, Alfred, of course, is concerned because Alfred is like a surrogate father to him. He even, I guess Lucius Fox knows he's Batman. I can assume it because he provides him with the equipment, with his gadgets in secret. And of course, Lucius' son has come to see him. Luke Fox, who was in the military, in the army, in the war, so he's just come back home to spend time with his dad, to get back on his feet, in civilian life. But, sorry, I'm not going to go over my reviews, but I like, Alfred, uses simulation to pretend to be Bruce Wayne, that Bruce Wayne is often in another country visiting for a while, that he'll be going on vacation for a while. And so Alfred calls Nightwing, who I like Nightwing when he's fighting this big guy. I forget the big guy's name, but it's a pretty good fight with his katanas. Cool fight. Alfred calls him, and Alfred tells him, "Master Dick, it's not nice to sneak on people." Well, that's usual in this family. And since they need a Batman, even though Dick's like been trying to get out of Batman's shadow for a while, he does take up the mantle. And Damian, like from Batman vs. Robin, I think this is like 6 weeks later or something after Batman vs. Robin. He's in the monastery, the monk's monastery, trying to find peace, whatever, something like that. Then when he sees Batman missing, he watches on the news. So he's Jim Gordon. He's like, "Gordon, you're alive." You don't. Again, I do complain that I don't like Damian either. In this movie, there's some stuff I don't like about him. But I actually think he's alright in this movie. I can't say he's wrong me. I still don't like the character, but here, you don't get too much of his smart-ass attitude. Well, you do a little bit, but not all the way. But anyway, he comes home. That woman's up there was Kathleen Kane. She meets with her father Jacob, that she feels responsible for Batman's parent death, feeling guilty about it. So she feels guilty about it. So she wants to investigate the Herdick man. Her father eventually gives her these papers later. As Dick dressed as Batman is fighting some criminals, Robin shows up, and Damian knows right away it's not him. He's like, "You do a terrible job, Grayson," and he's like, "Why don't you use a megaphone and announce my name for everybody?" And Damian, like I said, he can be a little dick sometimes, saying stuff like, "Well, I'm the real Batman than you'll ever be. You're not the real him," or whatever, something like that. And he stops the Batmobile. Batmobile is always cool, but he stops the Batmobile. He's like, "Look, I've been trying to get out of Batman's shadow for years, But they look up information on Batwoman. That Batman, of course, being Batman, he does investigate. Batwoman finds out that she's Kathleen Kane, Kate Kane, or whatever, and that her past, her father was a colonel, and her mother and her sister and her were kidnapped, and this explosion happens. They come and say, but her sister and mother get murdered by these criminals, and it kind of damages her life. She even says, and I guess Dick knew her when they were kids. All of a sudden, he just knows her. Okay, no backstory to that. He just knows her. So we just have to assume that she's just a badass because she puts on a bat suit and dresses up like a bat, and she's a badass. Okay, So Mary Sue, she is. Yeah, in a way, she is responsible for the death of Batman because you're there shooting guns and starting to fight. Didn't do much except get Batman and almost killed. But you found that Bruce is like in a monastery or being kidnapped, like I said, by Talia Ghul and the Herdick there. And you have Jervis Tech, aka the Mad Hatter, messing with his mind. And you see, Bruce in this fantasy, like he's with these women. They went in the bed. He sees that, one of them have his mother's pearls. He's like, "Where did you get them? Where did you get them?" And he has this past seeing himself as a boy. And then there's this puddle where his parents get murdered. And the puddle is like people grabbing him, like his parents grabbing him, trying to swim away. It's kind of dark and good. It was Batman's dark, so yeah, it would make sense that's dark and like that. And then you have Nightwing, Alfred, Robin trying to grab him, even like bite at him to attack him. So you pretty much find out Talia's got this plan, and Damian almost gets killed by the electrocutioner, but the Hector, the Herdick, kills the electrocutioner, throws a knife in his back. And he wants to bring Damian there. She says no, but eventually Herdick, kidnaps Damian, as Robin a little later, passes him out, knocks him out. But she was motivated because she was saved by Batman, so all of a sudden, she said her life was nothing but trouble. She faces these thugs who try to beat her up, and Batman saves her, and she, Batman's like, "Help me," Batman's like, "You're welcome." She's like, "What have you been?" I'm like, well, apparently she's not grateful. Yeah. But, Dick, as Batman, goes to Kate Kane, takes off his mask, tells her who he is, tells her that they need their help. She tells him about where Batman disappeared that night. She's like, "I might wear one of your capes, wear your mask, but I'm not part of your cult." I'm like, of course you're not. Herdick and his henchmen attack Wayne Enterprises. They force Lucius to open up the way he stabs Lucius. He ends up in the hospital. And of course his son, Lucius says, "Do something about it," so he becomes Nightwing. It's kind of like a future bat suit he's wearing, which is pretty cool. Kind of like reminds me of Batman Beyond. An updated, suit. But anyway, you find out about the Herdic that he's a clone of Damien, and that he wants to have his memories, that he wants the memories in his brain to be in his brain. And, Damien spits in his face like, you ain't never going to be like me. And, Talia slaps him. He's like, you idiot, you do that, And of course, she doesn't care nothing about, the Herdic, the Damien clone. So she basically just, he like hugs her, like, I'm sorry, I just wanted to be nice, But she just puts a bullet in him. And he's like, well, he's nothing but a piece of trash. And it's like, Damien's like, is that what I meant to you, mother? And Talia's really cold and heartless toward her son. He doesn't really care. It's like this movie, she doesn't really care about Damien at all anymore. Apparently you found out that also he was created by genetics programs. There's many of them, but he was the only one that survived because Ray Charles wanted the perfect weapon. If you couldn't have Damien be a perfect weapon, he'd give him clones, which I kind of think is a little outrageous, in my opinion. I'm like, why would Ray need to clone his son, clone his grandson anyway? I mean, you were building him up to be the perfect weapon. Why would you need to clone him? I don't know, I just didn't feel that makes sense, but I do find it interesting. But the Herdic, I hate that he was killed though. He was a good villain. I'm like, you could do a lot more with him. But no, let's just kill him. But they, it's like a church kind of that they're at. Ones and these nuns have machine guns, and Batwing shows up. He's a flying with firefly shooting him. He's like shooting batarangs out of his wrist here, which I thought was really cool. Nightwing and Batwoman are fighting these guys off. They save Bruce. Bruce's like, let's just get out of here. I feel better. And a week passes, Bruce seems to have recovered, but, he tells them, no, Batwing and and Batwoman not joining us all. She can do this one thing first, but that's it. I'm the boss. I'm Batman. I'm in charge. Give her that program, dick. I do like, that Dick does admire Bruce, sees Bruce as the best man that he's ever known, looks up to him, but, due to Bruce's, lack of not trusting people, not being an open person, being that dark person the way he is, it kind of conflicts their relationship, and just doesn't want to be in his shadow. That's why he wanted to be in his own as Nightwing. But sometime later, Catherine, Kane, she goes back to her apartment or whatever. Father shows up and he suddenly just starts shooting at her. Turns the TV off. She sees that he's got a gun. She's like, Dad! He starts shooting at her. And she gives him a stab in the arm. Doesn't kill him, just knocks him out. And Bruce Wayne is something like this shuttle. Not the shuttle, but it's like a tower, like a Wayne Tower, or something like the Justice League used that they can use in Sky knowing criminals are in trouble, isn't near, whatever, something like that, something for the future of Gotham. And you find out, that Bruce is still under the effects, and Batwing comes to tell Nightwing and Batwoman and Robin about this, that she can control the world. That's her plan to pretty much take over the world by controlling them, by using the Mad Hatter to do that. All of a sudden, Mad Hatter and and Talia's goons show up, and Mad Hatter gets in his mind control, starts using his mind control on the people, and all of a sudden, Alfred's like, Master Bruce, and Master Bruce punches Alfred out, and Talia's in disguise or whatever, as a stewardess or something like that. They brainwash the world leaders so that they can control the world or whatever. Nightwing, Robin, Batwoman, and even Alfred, joining the fight. And Batwing, Batwing, has a fight to kill him off, is able to take him down, but he ends up, in back of the plane's ship or whatever, something like that, where it can crash, towards the Wayne Enterprises. So he gets Robin to help him out and tell him to hurry up. and Batwoman fights Talia. It's a pretty good fight with her, I'll admit. But, half the building site gets blown up. She thinks Batman was dead, but Batman was just hanging to the side. Nightwing fights Batman, and Batman is he does this move to break his arm, but he can't move. And, facing Batman is not easy for him. And Batman's almost, Talia goes up to Batman and says, "Beloved, kill him." She throws Batman a gun. He's about to shoot him. He's "Batman, Bruce, you're not like this. You're not a killer." Robin comes and is "No, father." And he's pointing a gun at him, about to shoot him. But I do like the scene where Alfred comes in and he, punches the guy in the face. The guy that's working with Mad Hatter. Alfred does this. This fight knocks the guy out, and the guy hits the controls, and the controls get electrocuted, and it gets into Mad Hatter's brain, and Mad Hatter just and his head explodes. So I'm wow, really bloody. Alfred says something funny, I forgot, but that was cool to see Alfred do some action. See, I like it when Alfred's in the action a bit. You can say he's just a butler, but hey, when he's in the action, that's cool. Alfred is a badass in his own right, if you ask me. If they tell him, you're not a killer, that's not who you are, Bruce. And Batman said, points a gun at himself like this. He's no, it's just too strong to fight it. He does eventually fight it. Even though he nearly kills him to do it. And Tara's "Beloved, I used to love you, but now we can't be together." So she wanted to force Brainwash to be with her. He did have that brainwash for a while, not by just Mad Hatter, but to mind control him, for him to come to her side. But she felt, she's "Well, beloved, if you two don't love me anymore," then she escapes in a pod or whatever, in a vessel. She has Onyx, who's who was working for the Arctic, maybe his lover, I don't know. But she's she's Onyx is so she confronts and takes revenge for her death. The vessel crashes and explodes. It's you just see her use a knife and tell you give him a gun, and then you don't see nothing, and then the vessel crashes in the water and explodes. You don't know what happened. But I'm okay, I don't think Talia is dead, but maybe. I doubt she gets about unless she jumped out, but I do think she's probably dead. But who knows? But we can just imply. Bruce later is confronting Damien. You don't know what's being said, but they're just out in the Wayne Enterprises lawn, and he's talking to him. Despite her, Alfred even tells Grayson, despite her madness, she was still Damien's mother. And then the Bat Center shines in Gotham City. Batwoman, Nightwing, and Batwing. Me, Batman, and Robin on the police station. You have Penguin committing a crime or whatever, so they're like a Bat family now. And then at the end of the building spoiler, you have Batgirl, who is apparently joining the group Batgirl, which comes out of the blue, but overall, that was a Batman Bad Blood, y'all. So, overall, I did enjoy this movie. I didn't love it, but I'll get more into that here in a second. I'll get to my final opinion on this film. Oh, sorry. But Batman Bad Blood, good movie. Like I said, I didn't love it, but I did like it. I did enjoy this film. It is good. It's not perfect. There are problems, but first of all, I'll get to things out my positive, negatives, or pros and cons, if you will, about it. Pros, what I like about it, though, I do like the story. I like the whole thing about Batman missing. I like that Talia is the main villainess. I like the story, Batman missing. I like some of the characters. Of course, I like Batman stuff. I like that Nightwing is taking the mantle over. That was pretty cool. And the action I thought was really good. The animation, the voice cast I thought was really good in this film. The voice cast is always good. The animation is stunning, and it looks really. DC does a great job with their animation in these films. The film does have a good story. I do like seeing, Bruce being kidnapped, and even though he says Batman, who Batman has not a lot in it himself. He's just pretty much kidnapped, mind controlled, and all that. But I was okay with it, and I do think they just forced a bit the whole family theme in there. I wasn't a fan of some of the characters for a kid too, but I do like Batman and Nightwing, and I like Batwing. I think Batwing is a cool new character to add in. The voice cast is really good. The film is only 74 minutes long. It's a very short movie. It's not that long at all. It goes about at a really good pace. The pacing is really good. As unlike, Batman Unlimited and Monster Mayhem, where the pacing kind of slows a bit and those movies drags a little bit. But this film I never felt dragged. I felt like the pacing was good. The action is there. And it makes it entertaining. The cinematography, the animation looks really good. Gotham City looks very neat. And dark, of course. But it's got a good story, Alright, now my problems with the movie, Batwoman. Yeah, I don't really care about her. I know she's like a gay character, so we have a woke character in here. Yeah, I'm gonna call it woke. Yes. Definitely tired of that in this movie. I don't care for the Batwoman TV show that came years later. That was the one starring, what's her name? I don't even want to think about it because I don't like the actress, like that lady at all. But I forget the actress's name. But that Batwoman CW show, I hated that show. I didn't like it. I'm just not a fan of Batwoman. Her wig is just awful. Her reasoning, because, I didn't want a man saving me, so she's sexist apparently. That seems like she's sexist to me. Because her sister was kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can probably feel something sorry for her, but again, I don't care about Batwoman. Why do we need Batwoman? And nobody should have, why should Batgirl then? Why not have Batgirl in this whole movie? I'd rather have Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, in here. I'm like, so at the ending, I don't like the ending, she just shows up. I'm like, what was the point? What's the point to have a Batwoman when you have a Batgirl? So, she just shows up out of nowhere. I'm like, yeah. Batwoman has her own agenda, and but in the series she's like, in the Batwoman TV series she's like his cousin. I'm like, I don't care about that. Batwoman wasn't needed. Damian could be, a douchebag still at times, even though I could sympathize with him, a little bit, as I think it was pretty harsh for what Talia did, but Talia I think is a good villain. Talia is so much as a better villain here than she was in Dark Knight Rises, where she's just shoehorned in there. So, when Talia's here, the villain, you know it, and she doesn't have to pretend to be somebody, or, go like Miranda Tate. No. She's full forced in here and wanting to take over the world and do her father's legacy, her bidding. That's what I think is her goal. She just wanted Batman to join her, but still, the Hurt was a good villain. Just his backstory about him being a clone and Ra's al Ghul making these clones, which I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy it for a minute, to be honest. I just don't buy it. But the film I think is entertaining. It does have a joke. The humor when it's there works good. When he says Luke's name in the Batwing suit, when Nightwing he just says Batman says, he was like, why don't you use a microphone? I think that's funny. It does have some good dialogue, I'm just not a fan of Batwoman. And no, I'm not sexist because, first of all, I'd rather say I like Alicia Silverstone better than as Batgirl. Yeah. More than I do like, this Batwoman in this movie. I've never been a fan of Batwoman at all. Just never liked the character. I always prefer Batgirl. Because Batgirl was beautiful and cute, and is definitely a better character to have. You should have had Batgirl here in the first place. I just think that would have feel like more family. And saying Batwoman's part of the family now. Batwing, you kind of forcing the whole family thing in there a little bit too much. I mean, I get it with, with Dick Grayson and with Alfred, of course, and of course, Damian. More like outside the family, but anyway. But, kind of saying these two are characters, and even though Batwoman, you just know about, you don't know her very well. Out of the blue, oh, she's family now, Batwing. Oh, he's family now. We just introduced these characters, and now you're saying they're family. It's just a little too quickly. You need another sequel for me to care about that. But still, despite the problems I have with this movie, I still get entertainment out of it. It does have a good story. And the action stuff is entertaining. It was cool to see, Firefly, Mad Hatter, in here. Yeah, of course, I like Talia being the main villain in here. So that was good to see him. And having her voiced by Martha Burch, I can't say her name right. But the actress played Link Thomas is beautiful. And she was good. She did a good job voicing Talia. But Batman Bad Blood is very entertaining. Definitely one of my favorite Batman movies. Not one of the highest, but I do like it. I do enjoy it. Don't love it, but it's a good movie. So if you're a Batman fan, I highly recommend it. But just don't expect a masterpiece. I wouldn't even say this film is a masterpiece, but it's a good movie. So anyway, guys, tell me in the comments down my rating for my rating for this film is, I'm going to give it a thumbs up still, and my rating for this film, Batman Bad Blood, is 4 to 5 stars. Alright guys, tell me in the comments down below if you've seen Batman Bad Blood. What do you think of it in your opinion? Tell me in the comments down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with me? What do you think of this movie in your opinion? And again, don't watch this review if you've never seen it. Spoilers I just mentioned. I already mentioned the spoilers. As we keep mentioning it. I'll go to the description below, just watch the video, I'll say it. So, but anyway guys, the next Batman animated review, either Friday, or either sometime Friday or sometime next weekend, the next Batman animated review. And that will be, I'll be reviewing Batman the Killing Joke. So this will be our next Batman animated review, The Killing Joke. So, yep, that is based on the comic book of the same name. So Batman the Killing Joke, this will be next. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, my rating for Batman Bad Blood is 4 to 5 stars. So tell me guys in the comments down below, what do you think of this movie in your opinion? Alright guys, thanks for watching. We look forward to the next Batman review, and that will be Batman the Killing Joke. So thanks for watching. Bye bye. So stay tuned next weekend for this. I will be doing the community post, more of that. So stay tuned for the community post this weekend. I'll announce when I'll be doing this next review. So yeah, you'll see it on the community post on my channel. So yeah, thanks guys, have a good week, stay safe, stay warm, and I know we're in January, so hopefully we're getting to February now. So yep, see you guys in February. Thanks for watching, bye bye, see you in February, bye bye.